What up, what up? Man, once again, I apologize for, taking this to the 11th hour like I always do, but here we are, UFC 108. We're doing some real talk on this, and this is a card that has just been cursed, you know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be, Vitor Belfort versus Anderson Silva, that Anderson was injured, I guess. Then it was supposed to be Brock versus Shane Carwin, that was supposed to be rescheduled to this, but, that didn't work out because Brock was, still trying to nurse himself back to health. But here we are with Evans and Thiago Silva. This is even though this card just really, just suffered from, high expectations from the first two main events. Now now it's just really just dying on star power. But however, this is a very good card. I mean, this is first off the main event right here. It's a very excellent fight. It's I think it would make a great co-main event, but right now I think with this and the rest of the lineup, it's just a very solid card of great fights, and it's going to be some very meaningful tests for everyone involved. And I think if you like MMA, if you like a good show, if you like a good fight, and I think everybody is, you're going to really like this one. I mean, it's like it may not have a draw, but there's some good stuff, people. Let's talk about it. We got the main event: Rashad Evans, former light heavyweight champion, versus Thiago Silva. Both these guys only lost once, and it was only to one man. Of course, the champion Lyoto Dragon Machida. Um, these are two great fighters. They both got heavy hands. They're both very good on the ground. Um, I think Rashad Evans, the dude is just a gamer. He's a grinder. I mean, he's been working very hard over the last few years. Just been finishing, a lot of fights, some devastating fashion. You saw the way he destroyed Forrest Griffin. That I never seen anybody get hit like he hit Chuck Liddell. That was like the craziest knockout I've ever seen. It was just scary looking. Even though I was jumping up and down, cheering. Against Thiago Silva. Thiago, dude's just a killer. He's got heavy hands, some real good Muay Thai, hard knees, and some just devastating ground and pound from the bottom to go with his excellent jiu-jitsu. I really like the guy's jiu-jitsu. It's very, blue collar. He doesn't try to, nothing against. I love, stuff like I'll talk about Dustin Hazlett in a minute, but I love just some of the artistry of jiu-jitsu. But this guy, he doesn't work like an artist. He puts his hard hat on, get the sweep, get the mount, get in your face, and just drop bombs on you until the ref stops him. And that's how he usually rolls. His last fight was a very impressive knockout of Keith Jardine. I really liked his footwork in that one. He usually just comes forward at you, just no matter what. But the dude just has some great, he just really cleaned up his technique and just really made himself an even better fighter. And he says he's getting even better. Rashad, in the past, he's really relied on I think in his last two fights, he's really relied on his striking. Kind of went away from what really brought him here, the wrestling. And after the knockout by Lyoto, he says he really wants to go back to that. However, Thiago's just very dangerous on the ground, and I think he's a little bit more dangerous on the feet. And that's why I give this nod to Thiago Silva. Rashad Evans, of course, is a very surprising fighter. He's very talented and can really just get you in a position. If you mess up, he can really take you out. However, I think when it comes to this fight, Thiago is just a little bit more dangerous. I love the Chuck knockout, but basically Chuck just gave him a free shot. And I don't think people in the top level of the light heavyweight division are going to give him that. I mean, he really couldn't touch Lyoto. He got a good shot on him. Same thing with Griffin. I mean, when it comes to the standing, the dude just still has a lot of holes that can be exploited. And I think if he stands and bangs with Thiago or hangs around too long on the ground, it's just too much of an opportunity for Thiago Silva to finish the fight, and he can finish it just like that. And I give it to Thiago Silva probably third round or something. Probably going to be a minute. I'm not sure. We'll see what goes on. But that's my pick right there. The other fight is Dustin Hazlett versus Paul Daly. This is a classic, as they say, striker versus grappler matchup. I'll try not to say that phrase ever again. It's just so done. Paul Semtex, baby. They call him Semtex because he's explosive. Dude has just heavy hands and feet and just knocks out dude. The thing was, he said 75% of the time, he steps in that ring, he's going to knock somebody out. He's a real tough dude. Real great Muay Thai kickboxing. but I think he has some holes on the ground. And Dustin Hazlett, this guy, I think it's a you can almost just flip it around. I think the guy's just, I like Dustin Hazlett striking. I love him as a fighter altogether. When it comes to striking, though, the dude's just a little too small. I've seen him in a lot of his fights against Josh Koscheck or Josh Berkman or something. His striking is just, I think his technique's really great. The problem is he just doesn't have enough power to really finish it. I mean, he caught Josh Koscheck with a head kick, then followed it up with a knee, and Josh was still standing. If that was a good size middleweight to caught Josh like that, Josh would be down. I think even Dustin can. I think in his first couple fights he was actually able to make lightweight, but you know, hopefully he's been putting on some muscle mass. But this is kind of a fight that I see going either way. But you know, but further on Dustin Hazlett, even though his striking could use some work, when this guy hits the ground, it's like a fish in the water, man. I mean, this dude is just like I was talking about Thiago with the hard hat or something. This guy is just an artist, man. His jiu-jitsu is just amazing, beautiful, just very creative. He's really at home on the ground. It's just really a pleasure to see some guy work his craft like that. But, you know, same thing with Paul Daly. He's just the same on the feet, man. Those combinations that he throws are nice. It's nice to watch. Dustin's not going to want to stand and trade. However, I think he's comfortable enough on the feet that he may want to hang around too long. And that's what got him in trouble with Josh Koscheck. He hung around a little too long on the feet, even though he couldn't take him to the ground probably, but not the best wrestler, though he is great at jiu-jitsu. And, you know, he just caught that head kick. I think if he might hang around a little too long, he might get hurt by Paul Daly and get knocked out. But the same thing if he may just probably faint to the ground or something. Paul Daly might follow and get trapped in some stuff. So this is this is basically a game of catch right here. We'll see what happens. I think what's more likely to happen is Paul Daly's probably more likely to catch Dustin Hazlett standing because Dustin might hang out a little too long. Another fight in here that really interests me is, of course, Junior Dos Santos, Cigano versus Gilbert Yvel, the Hurricane. These are two guys that are both great on feet, very dangerous, and can knock you out. Gilbert Yvel, I mean, he contends heavily. If I touch his chin, he's going down. Junior Dos Santos, a dude's a beast. He has no fear. He walks right into the middle, walks right into anything, and I think that might get him into trouble here, but I think the guy's just too hungry, man. His camp is just too good. I mean, and the dude's just a beast. And, you know, we'll see. I think Gilbert Yvel can very well catch him, but he might be able to catch, you know, Yvel as well. This is a tough fight because Gilbert Yvel, I think, what has he got? 30 knockouts or something? I mean, the dude's no joke standing. I think he's right around his, you know, his prime or something. And he's just a very tough fighter. So we'll just see how this goes. I go with my boy because I wish I had more time to look at Yvel. Because like I said, I'm new to this. We'll break. Anyway, but Junior Dos Santos, I think the way this guy's been fighting, his attitude and his hunger, I just don't see this guy just losing this one. But, you know, it could very well happen. Now, a lot of good fights in there. Jim Miller versus the returning Dwayne Ludwig. You know, Joe Lazon coming back off injury against Sam Stout. These are just two great fights right here. I wish I had more time to talk about them, but I don't. Like I said, Dwayne Ludwig, I mean, if I got his name, Dwayne Bang, he's been around a long time, just a, you know, real tough veteran and lost to some very tough guys, but, you know, he's been in there for a while, so this is a great test for all these fighters. Hopefully it'll show some other stuff on the main card. Like I said, lacks star power, but all these fights are solid, solid, solid. You should have a good night sitting up there watching these. I'm going to watch these things. I'm going to watch these things. I'm going to have a good cold one. I'm going to have a good time. Hopefully you do have the same. Hopefully good times will be had by all. And I'll see you later, all right?